Hi, welcome back to our podcast channel. My name is Maggie and I'm part of the Wellington National Ambassador team. Today I will be interviewing Avni from the Cordon Bleu about her experience as a student there. Hello, Avni.
Hello, Maggie. And I'm Avni from Cordon Bleu, currently studying level 7, getting graduated in December. And I'm studying my bachelor's in culinary arts and business. And I am also part of the student body group organized and supported by Wellington City that is called as the National Ambassadors for Wellington region.
We are so happy that having you here today, Avni. Do you mind just telling us a bit more about what is the Le Cordon Bleu?
Hi, yes, thank you. So, Cordon Bleu is an institution that supports culinary arts in a professional way. So, Le Cordon Bleu started back in Paris and has its various in- institutional streams outside Paris. All the universities around the globe, and New Zealand is just one of them.
I see. I have heard about from you like Le Cordon Bleu has many different level of classes, isn't it?
Yes, they do. So we do courses, short courses, um, and also diploma courses that are like level 4, 5, 6, and around 7 as well, if I'm not wrong. And um, we provide training for culinary arts in the university. So we have two streams basically, that is culinary arts of cuisine and culinary arts in pastry.
I see. We have been like locked down few times these 2 years. How's your student life experiencing about the during this COVID lockdown?
So in my opinion, my experience wasn't that bad at all because I finished my practical learning in my first year, that is 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Um and the lockdown started around, I think, in the start of 2020. So I,
Yeah.
I I didn't actually miss my practical classes, but the people who were doing practical classes at that time in the uni had to learn online about
Yeah.
cooking classes. So the classes were online, and then they just had to interpret the information according to their perception from online tutors. So it was a bit
Ah.
hard at that time for them.
We do know like you guys have assignments. What about the assignments? Does the school give you guys any extension or any other help?
So yes, we did have some lenient marking that year because everybody was struggling during lockdown. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so there was a bit of leverage given for students, as you know, sometimes it's harder to understand things from online perspective, and especially for a practical class.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we did have a few of extensions, but the course requirements and the credits had to be completed by the students. So from that perspective, there was no rendering from assignment levels. So that was the same.
Yeah, and we know most of the students they are very strict during the lockdown, and also because of the lockdown they can't go anywhere. So most of them are suffering homesick, and we know some of the institutions have some kind of the support like providing the student counselor. So what about Le Cordon Bleu? Can you tell us like a little bit about the situation in Le Cordon Bleu?
Yes, we actually promoted the Education New Zealand helpline, COVID-19 helpline that was active at that time for mental health well-being for students.
Mm-hmm.
Um, since Le Cordon constitutes 80% of the overseas students, it was really important that the university takes that in mind, that everybody is far, far away from their family, and sometimes
Yeah.
it's harder to concentrate on studies when you're so far away and doing everything by yourself.
Mhm.
So we
Yeah.
did have um, webbing sessions after when we gathered in the uni. So we have
Mhm.
like just activities that open our communication skills and just get ourselves out of the shell at the start. So we did have
Mhm.
that.
I see. And what about the student life in the Cordon Bleu like?
Yeah, so one challenge that is there in LCB is that we are a very different course. So the Bachelor's of Culinary Arts and Business is a very different course than the diploma courses that happen every day in uni.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it is very hard to talk to um, course
Each
different
one.
course people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we do not have like a community group, but we do have like a Facebook page that we all interact on.
Oh, so
Um,
everyone's are in the Facebook
yeah,
page.
yeah. So
Oh.
that Facebook page is managed by the international communication advisor
Mhm.
and the HR of our university, and so
Mhm.
she handles um inviting people who are currently wanting to join or have already joined the institution. And also there are alumni who are there on the group, which is really helpful because that connection and networking is really important in hospitality sector.
Yeah, I do remember you mentioned that the Cordon Bleu has some activities, events, or orientation days. Do they mainly provide it to students?
Yes, we do have a really exciting and an amazing orientation day where we all go for escape room activities, where it's just an icebreaker for getting to know each other in the team.
Mm-hmm.
And also we have high teas and lunch programs where we go out once in a I think once in a semester, so that you get to know each other as well. And for my course, because it is a 3 year course, we have field trips that are organized. And so
Mm-hmm.
those field trips, so we went 2 years in a row. We went to Cordon Bleu and we had a
Mm-hmm.
wine tour and a wine and a lunch experience at the same time. So it's really exciting when you get to go outside and actually explore New Zealand community and hospitality sector by the help of universities.
Yes,
Um,
that sounds really fun. Do they
yeah.
pay for it, or you guys have to share the fees to just
No, it's
experience?
actually free. We don't have to pay for it.
Wow,
Field trips. Yeah.
that's so good. Yeah, that's really good. The,
Yeah.
yeah, and what about these 2 years have changed a lot. What about your school?
Yeah. So um at that level for job search, LCB New Zealand does a really good job because the HR has connections all over New Zealand hospitality sectors.
Mm-hmm.
So for diploma students, there's a course requirement that they should be having an internship as for 2 months within any hospitality business that they're wanting to specialize in.
Mm-hmm.
So they do that, and then there is a high chance that they get a, a full time job after that internship because of their performance and their project requirements that they sufficed. So
Mm-hmm.
that is a really great advantage. And for as far as my course is concerned, that is the degree course. We do
Mm-hmm.
have a solely dedicated cooperative education project paper that we require to work on the project management skills, decision making skills, and as a business analyst, as a business student, you need to work for a Wellington local business or any local New Zealand business and actually provide a good insight and a contribution to their business.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Yeah.
do. So that's a really good part where also other thing that LCB does is provide weekly jobs newsletters.
Yeah.
So students can view them on email and contact the person who requires the employees.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it's really easy to manage the network, even though, for example, if you feel like the schedule or flexibility or availability is not matched, the recruiter still keeps you in mind and still calls you and contacts you just because you're from like Cordon Bleu.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
I do remember you mentioned like all the students in like Cordon Bleu, they have the unstable schedule from their classes, and is it all the employer when they post the job on the newsletters, they already knew that?
So sometimes a part of them, they already know that the students are quite busy because of the schedule that is a bit I wouldn't say unorganized, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a bit um unpredictable. That's the right word. So
Mm-hmm.
it sometimes, because the classes are just one demonstration class for cuisine, one demonstration class for pastry, and one practical class for pastry and one practical class for cuisine. So that makes it really hard to manage weekly schedules for students who are like 5 to 15 students in one class.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, sometimes the employees um find it difficult to fit to part-time requirements or full-time requirements for the employers that want commitment to work.
Yeah, that's like really hard though, because like student having like different schedule every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just forgot to ask you about the practical class. What about during the lockdown? Like, uh, were people like learning online if they having the cookery classes, or how did they overcome it?
So yes, I think they had online classes as far as I know. So they had online cookery classes. So basically, lecturers used to demonstrate using their own kitchen equipment and stuff. So it was really funny at the start because you're not used to seeing your lecturer in without chef whites and stuff. So um, it was really challenging. And actually, the word is adapting to such situations was necessary. And also, the students, I think, really did a good job by
Mm-hmm.
using those two online classes into their um, practical classes once they actually opened the lockdown. So our uni actually made students volunteer for classes, um, and then learn in the classes and try the skills that they learned during lockdown so that they wouldn't miss out on stuff.
Oh
So
yeah,
uh,
that sounds like a challenging, because like people in their home having different, you know, seasoning and like different
yeah,
tools, and then you have to look at the maybe Zoom and then learn how to code, which is so difficult.
it is.
Yeah, so we just quickly sum up few main points. The first one is that Cordon Bleu has classes level only between 5, 6, 7, isn't it?
Yes, they do. So I do level 7, 360
Level
credit.
7. Oh,
And
which is the
so,
degree
yes,
program.
that is the only degree program. And then they do have diploma courses starting from level 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm. And the second prong is Le Cordon Bleu seems also provided lots of support for their students during the lockdown, such as some online classes for both practical classes and non-cookery classes. Also, I just heard from Avni, they have a huge Facebook group chat for all of their students, and lots of amazing activities for students. They that they can getting know each other more. The last thing is the Cordon Bleu does have drops that posting on the newsletter each week. Yeah, so that's actually really helpful for student who's looking for jobs. I think that's all for today. And once again, thanks Anthony joining us today for our podcasting. Thank you.
No worries, Maggie. Thanks for having me. And I really appreciate all the efforts that you guys took to ask me questions about my own personal and life experiences. I'm really glad that I could share in such a wonderful platform with you today.
All right, thank you, Avni. Cool. So for more updates and information, you guys make sure to check out our social media on Facebook and Instagram called Wellington National Ambassador. We will be posting more useful tips and tricks on thriving as a Wellington international student and some fun events to get you all connected. Thank you. Our next episode.